Hey everybody, Leo CMC here. You can just call me Leo. I've really meant to make more videos in like the past week or two, but my computer is a Windows 8 and had some update that really messed it up. I'm very unhappy about that, and I had to work on that update and trying to get rid of it and trying to fix my computer, and I think I finally got most of the bugs worked out, but I'm still having a little crashing error here and there, so I'll get to work on that before I can do many more videos. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very slow channel for a little while. But yesterday, Woody's Gamertag, as he always does on Mondays, he released a Mail Monday, and in this one, he answered two letters, and he had the help of his daughter. And both the letters had to do with kids, like teenagers around my age, I'd presume, going through their own problems, and I felt like throwing in my 2 cents. So I will link Woody's video in the description, and here we go. I'm gonna try and I typed out a little script for myself to try and follow so I can give some advice to them. Hopefully help out here. So let's go with letter 1. Hey man, I'm 16. I'm also in 11th grade. To begin with, you mentioned how your friends are doing so great in their classes and how they want to get into amazing programs and universities, quote unquote. Right there, I want to start with you can't compare yourself to others so negatively. It's really not a good thing for your self-esteem and confidence, and this is coming from someone who's dealt with issues like that for many years. There's that glass half empty, glass half full perspective of looking at things, and that honestly strikes me as a glass half empty. Instead of just comparing yourself to them and how they're doing a little better than you and have these high goals, you should ask them what they're doing that's getting them those high grades. Are they studying a lot? Always doing their work maybe? Or maybe somehow they're all that type of people that can learn a thing once and know it like the back of their hand, though I really doubt that. Regardless of the answer, they're your friends and there's absolutely no shame in asking for help. Even then, maybe you don't need or want their help. You can still turn things around for yourself on your own. Put more time towards studying. Ask a teacher for help. Go over your notes and prior work on a topic so you memorize what the structures were and so on. There's always ways to get past these things. Now to what the gamertag said. Woody put it pretty well when he said the big difference between people who get grades and people who don't is how much effort they put into it and how much they care about it, quote unquote. Dude, it really looks like you care about your grades, and you said that you've tried every method in the book. You definitely show both of these qualities Woody mentioned, so you should definitely have some great results. But have you thought outside of the book? I'll leave the rest of that question to you. Before my 10th grade year, I was a straight A student, and even after my weighted courses that I took because I actually bothered to put the effort in, that grade somehow maintained to stay high, my grade point average too. After some family events back when I was in middle school, my enthusiasm for pretty much everything and anything went into a downward spiral, and that's been heavily apparent in my schoolwork since my 10th grade year, so pretty much last year and this year. I used to get all the A's, but now I'm kind of getting B's and C's and not really caring about homework or tests. I'm honestly not too sure I'm going to grow out of that too soon. It's just kind of a change for the worse in my opinion. That's happened with me. But there's absolutely nothing saying a person can't change for the better. Woody is definitely right when he says that you don't have to be interested in something to do good in it. I personally am not a fan of economics, and that's currently one of my best classes somehow. But kind of going off an economic standpoint here, when Woody says it would be nice if everything that you had to do was something that you wanted to do, that's kind of like a utopia almost. He also mentions how people do things they don't want to do, like jobs or homework or chores or whatever, and there's such thing as incentives, and that's more or less the economic standpoint here. An incentive is a thing that motivates or encourages one to do something. An incentive, more or less, for working a job you don't like, money for a living. An incentive for doing homework that you'd rather not do, good grades, maybe passing one, or maybe because you're being forced to under the thought process you'll get in trouble. I mean, they're pretty important things here. Incentives drive many actions a person does, so let me ask you this. What is your incentive for trying to do better in school? Do you really want to be like your friends and get these amazing grades and go to great universities? Because if you do, that's an amazing incentive, and you're doing nothing wrong at all. If that's truly what the case is here, I think it's just the glass half empty part that's holding you back. Changing your attitude towards, well, everything and anything is really difficult, but it's possible. Just like changing those grades for the better. There's not a doubt in my mind that you can't do it, especially since you went to someone seeking help. That really shows you want to do whatever you can to change what you see needs to be changed. So that's pretty much what I had to say about letter 1 there. Let's move on to letter 2 and see what else I have to say. Letter 2. Right at the start, I can tell you one thing. Those really aren't your true friends. They may be there to talk to you when you guys were all together, but if you're getting bullied in front of them and none of them do a thing to help you, that's not a true friend. If even one of them was a true friend, they'd care just as much about your safety as theirs, and they would have helped you out. Honestly, I would not bother with them anymore. You say you're on the football team and got bullied by other kids on the football team? Have you tried talking to your coach about that? Maybe you argue your case to the principal or whomever? I'd hope you've done that, but there's always possibility some people just don't. You didn't mention size or bulk differences between you and those bullies, but I can tell you just trying to hit them isn't really going to be the best idea. It's not going to have the best results, as your suspension can tell us. At the very least, you showed you would stand up for yourself, and that's a dang good start. If you really want a good couple shots on them, hit them hard while you're on the field, preferably practice, and then no one can really say a thing. You're practicing, and the game involves strong, sudden, direct physical contact. It's the name of the game, my friend. You say you can't make friends, and for Woody to not say you can because you know you can't, with an attitude like that, hell no you can't. Nobody is going to be attracted to a guy that's sitting there moping saying he can't get any friends. You have to have some confidence, show off who you are. People will flock to a person strong enough to show who they are as a person, and that's something I've learned from experience. I used to get bullied a lot, but I just stood there and took the pain. It was always two bullies against one me, and I was never the type of guy who wanted to hurt a person. So I would just sit there as they hurt me and just look at them like the pain didn't faze me one bit. That was the best I can do to not actually physically hurt them. It's just not who I was. Eventually, they stopped. I battled depression because of them and lost all of my friends. I put that in like the air quotes there. Because none of them liked the kid who was just sad all the time. But when I got out from under that storm cloud and just showed myself to people, I made friends. A lot of them. And the gamer tags say on this one, people suck, quote unquote. It is just put so bluntly, and it's only 2 words, but wow, it is just so true. People don't always show their true colors. They change at some points in their lives, and they just aren't who they used to be. But that's why we constantly make friends, because we find people whom we like at the time, and for who they are at that point. If one person changes and you don't like it, why stay? I mean, you had a friendship, you had great memories, but they're memories for a reason. You're supposed to remember them when things go sour or when things just don't happen anymore. A person moves away, that's what memories are for. You can remember all the great times you had before something changed. It's not helping you as a person, and obviously they aren't going to try to be a person whom you can be friends with. Not your problem anymore, honestly. Goodbye, hasta la vista, baby. We've all experienced toxic friends, and guess what? Here's your fair share. They're there for you to learn from and grow from. The experience you're getting from them now is going to help change how you decide to make friends, who they are as a person, and how you see people forever. That's for better and for worse, but it's a good thing you're experiencing these people now rather than never. This is an experience that truly everyone really needs. To both of you and everyone listening that may be having these problems or anything hopefully relatable, I truly hope I helped here, and that there's at least one little thing in here I said that will stick with you for a good reason. Thank you all very much for watching, and have a great day.